Good morning and welcome back to Universal Studios Hollywood. Another pretty toasty day in the books. High 80s right now. Definitely a perfect day to head on over to like Waterworld and sit in the soak zone. I don't think I'm going to do that today because of the camera, but definitely a great day for that. We have a lot of updates for you today. Surprisingly, I didn't think we were going to have any changes or anything like that until maybe next week. But we have a lot of changes, so let's get right into it. Alright, now beginning August 15 through September 30th, Pass Member Appreciation Days are back again. They usually do it like twice a year. They did one earlier in March this year, but they're doing something really cool this year. Beginning August 28th, you can grab an exclusive Pass Member collectible squishy tram, a glamour tram. The 60th anniversary ends on the 11th of August, but they are continuing certain celebrations. And this is actually something they haven't done yet. So available to the first 3,500 Pass members that go through the front gates in the morning. These dates, so August 28, August 29, September 4, September 9, and September 10, you'll get your very own squishy stress ball kind of like glamour tram in a collectible box, which is really cool. I have a lot of things to talk about in terms of the Quiet Place. First and foremost, for Pass Member Appreciation Days, you are now able to reserve a spot to get a lights on tour through the Quiet Place. Last year they did this with Stranger Things. This year they're doing it for A Quiet Place, and this will take place on September 17 and Wednesday, September 25. Reservations aren't available yet, but check back on August 21st of this month. Alright, and we also have a quick update on Quiet Place. Murdy just tweeted out 3 hours ago a little snapshot of my day/night. Creatures for A Quiet Place are being installed and got to see some initial movement. They're big. Lighting Walk of TCM last night. Lighting Gore is an art form, and there's a ton of it in this house, adding all the ice and snow layers to Ghostbuster this week. Ghostbusters, it's plural. But it shows that they are installing, and it kind of gives us a hint of what these creatures are going to be. It seems like they're just going to be animatronics. Animatronics and puppetry. Usually houses like this aren't too scary, so I'm hoping that they do have some things that run at you, like maybe characters from the film, or I'm sure there's like bad guys. I haven't seen The Quiet Place, but yeah, I'm sure they could do something to make the house a little bit scarier. This week, I'm definitely going to go on like a huge Horror Nights marathon, just watch all the movies that are coming to the event. I haven't seen Frozen Empire yet, but it is on Netflix, so I'll go check it out. Quiet Place is on a bunch of streaming services, and I think it's still in theaters as well. Looking at Los Monstruos. A few days ago, Murdy tweeted a picture of one of the monsters you can find inside. This is an image of El Cadejo. It's really scary, very creepy, and the details are incredible. And also Murdy tweeted out that last year's La Lechuza animatronic was shipped over to Orlando. So Orlando will receive that same animatronic. So if you are going to Orlando, you get to see it one more time. I know Orlando loves to add their own level of detail to everything, especially things that are already detailed. They go up and above with the detail they put into their haunted houses. Like last year we had that animatronic around it. We had some pretty gruesome props, but I feel like Orlando is gonna go up and above the expectation and add even more like bloody props. That nest is probably gonna be a lot larger. I wouldn't doubt it if they made changes to the animatronic itself. Anyways, I'm excited to see if we receive the same treatment with this year's Monstros. Would we see any more animated figures or any more animatronics? We don't know anything about the El Cadejo. I've always struggled saying that name. To my knowledge, I think it's just a puppet, so an actor will just push it forward from behind the puppet. I'm hearing a lot of activity with the Fast and Furious coaster. We'll take a look at it in just a minute. In the meantime, we have a lot of Scarezone props that have gone up since yesterday for the Luchadores haunted house, or Scarezone. So walking up to the Scarezone, we have some luchadores. And this was actually really unexpected. I was expecting some box scare zones, but take a look at this prop over here. We have a luchador in his outfit and mask, and it looks like he's turning into like a skeleton underneath his mask. I gotta say, that's a pretty skinny luchador. Really like his docks he's wearing. Very nice docks. Alright, we have another luchador over here. Another very skinny one. This one's jaw is broken. Oh my god, look at his eyes. He has some really wonky looking eyes. Oh man. I like this one though. They gotta touch it up a little though, because you could see that his arms are starting to peel off. I'm sure they'll give him a final coat. Obviously every year Horror Night props are recycled and reused, so they do go through their fair share of wear and tear. You can see behind his neck, it's a very bad looking spine. That's not looking too good. You gotta go see a doctor, sir. This guy also has some docks on. Very unexpected detail, but right behind we have some posters of the luchadores. I actually do have a piece of that art in my hand right over here. They gave this out during Midsummer Scream. That's how I got it, if you guys were wondering. But in the back, it's a link or a QR code to the Horror Nights Amazon shop, which has some merchandise for Monstros Dos. So you can go ahead and grab that early. I'm sure they'll sell it in the shops eventually, but they do have it early on Amazon. Anyways, we could see those box Scarezones reused again. No surprise there. They have all the posters set up. I hope these aren't overused. I hope this is all we're getting in terms of those box Scarezones. This is a closer look at some of the art that was made for this Scarezone. This one says Muerte Azul, El Hombre Esqueleto. Oh wait, hold on. Muerte Azul contra El Hombre Esqueleto. I butchered that, I know that for sure. And then this one is Bayata de los Muertos Vivientes. I mastered that one because of this over here. We have Muerte Azul and Diablo Verde. Very cool. So the blue death, and I don't know what Verde means, but Diablo is like fire, right? Anyways, walking to our next poster over here. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is the artwork I have in my hand. Yeah, there it is. Bayata Sangrienta de los Muertos Vivientes. Very cool. I love this piece of artwork. And then they'll probably have a projected effect over here. And in terms of the Scarezone, I think that's it. Oh, wait, maybe we have one more thing. Yeah, I think we do have one more thing. But they cleared up all the seating in French Street in the Parisian area. So we're definitely gonna see some more Scarezone props be installed within the next coming days. And right across Super Silly Funland, we have this last poster over here. This one promotes El Diablo Verde. I'm just gonna assume it's the Green Devil. But I also realized that these are good guys, believe it or not, and they go after the Universal monsters, but not exactly Universal monsters. So you could see some concept of El Diablo Verde fighting the Universal monsters. It looks like he's fighting the Creature and Frankenstein. They all have their respective names, and I'm assuming their artwork will actually be presented on the right side of us right now. So as you exit Los Monstros, you'll see both posters on both sides, and I'm sure they'll have some more Scarezone props that they roll out in the middle like they always do. This week is an interesting week though. We're transitioning from one event to the other. The 60th anniversary ends on Sunday, so this poster will be gone very, very soon, and we'll see a lot more Halloween Horror Night props very, very soon. Now, since yesterday, we actually do have a coaster update, and this was a little unexpected, but you can see another ginormous coaster support has gone up, and it looks great. You can finally now figure out how the track is gonna go. It seems like this is just gonna be one big bowl of coaster track. It looks like that might be a big bank, maybe upside down. I don't know if there's gonna be any inversions on this ride, but yeah, I mean, we're starting to see these coaster supports take shape, and then we'll start to see more coaster track take shape, and yeah, it's gonna look great. They're about to pour in some more coaster footers on the bottom half of the project too. Yeah, it's gonna be great. It looks like those footers are done, so they might start installing supports down there very soon. I guess once these these footers are ready to be filled in and they're finally done, they'll probably start installing more supports on that back half of the project towards the studio tour route. So right above the Cocina, They have some lighting set up for this scare zone. This will be known as Murder of Crows. We'll have a bunch of crow stilt walkers, some props, and some scare actors running around. Murdy did say that Queen Crow will also be one of the crows that we see, and she'll be an animated figure, which is going to be interesting to see. Here's another view onto the coaster. Yeah, this thing is looking crazy. They haven't done a whole lot in the back half of the project, so that's why I'm avoiding it today, just so that way in the next update we have a lot more to talk about, but there's nothing new, I'll tell you that much, on that side of the project. I think their main focus right now is just that mech bay, the main structure, and I'm assuming once they put more supports up here, we'll start seeing some more track following this launch. Alright, now looking at dead exposure, Death Valley. We have some new signage that's been installed over the van that's crashed into the facade, as well as the checkpoint booth to the right of the facade. Murdy said that they're going to be adding some new props to the front. He said a lot of dead bodies will be installed inside of that van. Here's what the normal queue is looking like for Studio Tour. Lots of people trying to get on. It's posted at a 90-minute wait. It is pretty popular right now because of the 60th anniversary, which actually ends on Sunday. They set up some lighting
picture winner Oppenheimer
on top of Mario Kart.
Season 3 of the
there it is.
Peacock original series.
This will be used for the queue of monsters. Also, if I say anything wrong on the tram, the speaker is so loud right now, it's hard to hear myself, so if I mess up anything, because of that. Stage 15 coming up on our right side will be used for the Weekend Nightmare Trilogy Haunted House. If you didn't watch yesterday's update, I highly recommend watching it because I talked a whole lot about the Weekend. They set up the soundproofing already, and the blocking walls, and the lighting for the queue. On our right, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Phases for Halloween Horror Nights. Not sure what this one's going to be yet. I don't know, meat processing on it. I'm sure that's going to go really well.
Our tour guide wasn't familiar with what haunted house this will be. John Murdy just announced it to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Going all the way back to classics. Leave It to Beaver and the Munsters.
It's looking great.
Modern classics like The Office and Parks and Recreation.
Set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steve had.
For them to sit down and talk about war world, I thought, what if the 7-foot goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
You're doing good. Can't do anything. Listen to me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Get them closed. Robbie, get in.
I think those are like floodlights right there.
Tell us.
He said they're working on shooting a music video tonight, so this is not for Terror Tram.
So it's one of the largest sets in history. We're coming up on one of the most historic sets on your right. This is the original house from Alfred Hitchcock's classic 1960 thriller, Psycho.
Studios tour. They have sets, stuntmen, action, special effects, stars.
This is known as Colonial Street.
You do meet the strangest people on the tour.
Next up on your right is an official scale replica of LA's most iconic landmark, the Hollywood sign. Well, we're celebrating our 60th anniversary. The Hollywood sign is commemorating its centennial. That's 100 years, everybody. Our letters are only 10 feet tall, but the real ones stand 45 feet tall. Now, for the first few decades of the studio tour, one of our hallmarks was a visit to Prop Plaza, where guests could disembark for once-in-a-lifetime photos with their favorite props, costumes.
Movie magic only happens when a team of collaborators, often in the hundreds, work together to take an impossible notion and bring it to life. This is Jupiter's Claim, a nostalgic, small-time Southern California amusement park owned by former child stars.
Alright, so we just got off the studio tour and nothing crazy going on today, but this is what John Murdy just tweeted. He said, Insidious is mostly done with props and dressing, as is Monstrous 2. A few more things to add to the facade and a big thing inside of the house. I hope he's referring to Insidious. Lots of bodies to add to dead exposure, including the unfortunate dude in the truck. Uni Monster Scenic is also almost done. Very busy day in the lot. We'll be back tomorrow to check out all of those updates. With that being said, this is a very odd spot to end the video, but I'm JP, and how they say in the movies, that's a wrap. I'll see you guys in the next one.